Welcome back, y'all. Hope everyone's doing good. This video is on our kind of a mix of Khao Sok National Park, Bangkok, and then Ayutthaya. So a good little mix of different stuff coming up. Hope you enjoy. After arriving at Khao Sok National Park, I explored the kind of surrounding town a little bit and then checked into our hotel, which was Wasana Jungle Camping Experience. Okay, so this is where we're staying tonight. We're just outside of, well, I guess we're in the town of Khao Sok. And this is what we got for the night for like $6. So we can lay there. We got a little fan to, I guess, keep us cool. You know, that's about it. I guess a bug net too. So this is the room. Exciting stuff. But we were originally going to be in a tent, so this is an upgrade for the same price. So cool stuff. Since Orion was at a clinic in another town, I ended up kind of wandering some more around the town, getting some yummy mango sticky rice and dinner, and then chatting to some people at the hotel to kind of spend the time. Updates. Orion is sadly not doing well. Because of scuba diving, he has a double ear infection and acute bronchitis. So we are changing a bit of our trip. We're pushing Chiang Mai back a little bit and staying in Bangkok for a couple of days until he feels better. He's doing okay. It's just he's given a bunch of meds. He was on an antibacterial drip for a little bit and some gases. So it's a good thing he went to the clinic and got checked up. But he's okay. But we're just switching things up a bit. And for the next couple of days, there might be a lot of activities I'm doing by myself because he is not quite feeling up to snuff. But yeah. So the hike that Orion couldn't join me on was a couple hours in Khao Sok National Forest. And it was absolutely gorgeous. There were tons of animals, land leeches as well, which I was carefully watching out for. But, you know, I saw all sorts of snakes, lizards. Supposedly there were elephants there during the wet season, but wasn't there at the right time to see that. Cool looking frogs. I mean, I saw like lots of animals. Genevieve, if you're watching this, I'm sure you'll love this next part, but there were actually a ton of tarantulas as well, which was cool to see from a distance. The man whistling in the last video was my guide. It was actually just a private tour, just him and me. Well, Ryan was supposed to be there, but it was pretty great. He was able to show me around and tell me all about all the different plants and animals. And here's a video of a land leech. I caught one on me, sadly. Pretty terrifying. I was kind of happy to have seen one, but I was just hoping I didn't get it on me. And that's exactly why I wore nice and long socks. But I went swimming for a little bit after we stopped for lunch. And then, yeah, I mean, just walking around the woods was absolutely gorgeous. He pulled up a bunch of plants for me to try. There was like a white ginger, which tasted kind of like wasabi, and then like leaves that smelled exactly like lemons. It was really cool. And then at one point we came to this big clearing, and there were a ton of monkeys everywhere, running around in large groups. Luckily far away from me because I didn't want them to run at me because I did have food on me. And then there was a couple of little baby monkeys holding on to their mothers under their little bellies, which was really cute to see. And this one is kind of holding her baby. But after the hike, I came back, met up with Orion, and we kind of hopped on a bus and started our way up towards Bangkok, where we were going to spend the next couple of days. But first, we had to get to Thani because that's where our train left off. The bus ride to it, totally easy. I will say the train ride up to Bangkok was absolutely awful. We were hoping to get a sleeper train. It didn't work, however, because they were all completely booked up. So we ended up getting seats that were just like standing seats, basically, and we could sit if we found a seat. We got moved around a couple of times because we would sit somewhere and then someone would be like, hey, this is my seat. So then we get up and move somewhere else. So all of these videos you see, these are not even the places we end up staying for very long. We were kind of shuffled around a bunch. Eventually, at the very end, right when we got to Bangkok, it started to empty a little bit. So I did get a seat to myself for the last like maybe 30 minutes of the ride. But it was pretty brutal for the majority of it. The one bonus is I was able to kind of lean out the side of the train for a little bit. But I got literally no sleep. I was up the entire night. And I think Orion only got an hour or two. But the very first thing we did once we got to Bangkok was check into our hotel. We couldn't check into our room because it was early in the morning. But we were able to get to our hotel, drop off our bags, and get breakfast. And the breakfast we had wasn't anything completely or wasn't anything crazy, but I finally got my American style breakfast, which is something I was craving at the time. So that was super nice. And it was also super great to just be able to relax a little bit and decompress from, staying up all night on a crowded train. And you could see the hotel was super nice and bougie. This is the Banyan Tree Hotel. And this is where we're staying for the next 3 nights. So he can get nice and recovered. And the bed, how we both missed beds.
It's so good.
Oh, this place is this air conditioning. Oh, and showers. Oh, a Japanese toilet, actually. That's pretty sick.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna shoot my ass.
Nice. And look at this view that we got. It's pretty spectacular. Oh my God, we're like way up there. So after relaxing for a little bit, we ended up going to the gym because there was a gym here, which was great since we were both, I think, very eager to get a workout in, even though we were tired. And then we went to the big mall, Central World, because Orion needed to get his computer checked up. Afterwards, we actually headed back to the hotel and got some dim sum at a restaurant on like the top floor, 59th floor, which we had a beautiful view of the city. And then the next day, we woke up nice and early and we had a little spa treatment. We got like a Thai massage, a Thai classic, I think it was called, which involved an herbal wrap, like a hot stone press, a massage, and like a hot tub bath at the end, which was fantastic. It felt great. After that, we headed out to the town, and there was actually a vegetarian festival that we stumbled upon, and we got some really tasty food, including these little coconut pancakes, which were delicious. And I also got some of those strawberries and grapes covered in that sugar. I mean, I've never had that before. It was really great. So after kind of exploring that for a little bit, we took a tuk-tuk, and we headed over to the Mai Tai Arena, which was super cool to see. A little overpriced maybe, but it was definitely worth it to see once. Really fun, great atmosphere. It was actually filled to the brim with tourists, which was quite amusing. It wasn't exactly like the biggest, wasn't the most important fight because it was just, I think, on a Wednesday. But, I don't know a good fighter from a bad fighter in Muay Thai. So it was really great. And super fun to see. It was a great atmosphere. And there's I think this is a video of a French dude winning, actually, which was, Ryan and I were both rooting against him. Congrats, dude. But sadly, we were rooting for the Thai fighter.
Their techniques were perfected over the centuries to instantly stop or kill their opponents. Their fists, elbows, knees, and shins delivered strikes that could bring an enemy down in a split second. The fighter's skill and knowledge of Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs, was the deciding factor in many battles.
So the next day we did a cooking class, courtesy of my mom, thank you so much, which was super fun. It was a vegetarian one, so we learned a lot about how to make different Thai dishes vegetarian. So super cool. We got a cookbook from it, and we did it only with one other dude who was from Prague and had his own vegetarian restaurant. So it was super cool to talk to him and hear about his stories and how he's hoping to bring some of these dishes maybe back to his restaurant, which was, I think, super cool. And so we got like really great, almost like private help teaching, and we got a cookbook from it. So I'm super excited to be able to come back and make some of these dishes at home. So the next day we took a bus and headed up to Ayutthaya, which is where the old capital Siam was before Thailand. We are in Ayutthaya, which was the old capital of Siam, which was the kingdom before Thailand. This capital fell in the 18th century, like 1767, by the Burmese. And yeah, so super cool stuff. A bunch of it is left standing. Bangkok was actually built with a lot of these kind of styles and structures and plannings, the way things were kind of designed. So cool stuff. Man, Utah was amazing. The structures were really cool. They were the really elegant buildings that were just designed in such a unique way, something I've like never seen before, and there was so much left standing. Really incredible. And some of these buildings had like, look, this building I thought was interesting. Look at how much the floor sinks into it, just kind of showing the weathering of it, which was interesting. But there was this huge kind of complex where all these buildings were located in, so we were able to walk around and explore and just check out like different masses throughout the whole time. And there also is this very famous Buddha encompassed by the tree, which there are lots of tourists taking photos in front of, and Orion and I had to try to get a photo of us kissing it, which took a second to get it right, and it pissed off some Spaniards, but you know, they can wait their turn. Anyways, so we continued on, and we spent a good 2-3 hours just walking around the area and exploring. There was really so much to see, and it was not as it was somewhat disjointed, so there were good periods of walking and crossing roads to see some of these areas. And this, I think these buildings right here were probably my favorite. They just were so well so well intact and so well preserved over years, and they're just magnificent and huge in person. So for dinner, we ended up stumbling upon this fair, which was right in the middle of the historical park. I mean, literally surrounding this fair was the historical sites. And there were lots of different stands selling delicious food. We both ended up getting doner kebabs, which were really delicious, and also some milkshakes as well. And just really great atmosphere. It had the hay, so it felt very kind of reminded us of home just a little bit, which was nice. So afterwards, we sadly couldn't actually get any sort of transportation, so we had to walk along the highway basically, and there were no walking paths over the river, so we had to pretty much walk that way, which was really weird. But eventually we got to the train station and we boarded our train. This time we were sitting still in the third class seats, but we actually had assigned seats this time. So we headed up to Chiang Mai and we had our seats. No one could kick us out of our seats this time, which was honestly a huge game changer. I still pretty much didn't get any sleep, maybe an hour this time. Orion, I think, got something about the same as me. So still a little brutal sleep-wise, but at least it was a tad bit more comfortable. And the drive up was really pretty. I mean, a lot of it was in the dark, we couldn't see much, but once the sun actually did rise, the views were great, and I was able to actually kind of hang out the side of the train for a little bit, which was super fun. My God, did I love that. I probably spent a good 30 minutes hanging outside of the train. Just, I don't know, something I don't get to do, generally. And then we arrived in Chiang Mai. Amazing, as always, of course, you know, as amazing as it could possibly be. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, so the next video will be up in Chiang Mai and the surrounding area. And that's where this last video ended. So thanks again for watching.